Welcome to Real Food. So yesterday I was able to pop into one of those super discounters, Lidl store. There's two of them in London, Aldi and Lidl. I've not been inside Aldi, but I did shop inside Lidl yesterday. And there's another video where I am actually showing the store itself. It's some relatively small store, similar to Tesco Express. But there are lots of interesting things there. I actually wasn't sure if I was going to actually buy anything there, because my impression of those stores was that it's a super cheap discounter and there wouldn't be anything fresh or anything very nice. But I really wanted to shop to see what it is like in there, and I wanted to actually get my own experience of seeing what it is they sell. And surprisingly, I found a number of things that I did want to buy and I did want to eat. So in this video I'm going to show you what I actually bought and what it's like and what it tastes like. So on this picture you actually see everything is from Aldi except celery. So celery is here for something else, but all these other items I did buy, and some of them you can see I've already opened and I've already tried eating them. So my total was, I didn't buy a lot of stuff in there, but I did buy a few things, and I bought some fresh things as well, and my total bill was £12.39, like really cheap, amazing. But I'll tell you also what was shockingly expensive there. Well, anyway, let's start. Here's my shopping bag, and you know what, I'll tell you, this shopping bag is probably more expensive than anywhere else. They charged me 15 pence, and I think it's a lot more than in most other stores would charge you. So this bag, it's a multiple, it's sort of a bag, they call them bag for life. It's a very large and very nice bag, but in most stores they would charge you no more than 10p for this bag, so it's a little more expensive. I mean, it's not a huge amount of money really, but surprisingly it's more expensive in Aldi. Well, that wasn't Aldi, that was Lidl, but it's the same company, than in most other stores. And I suspect there would be other things like that in there, but so far this was the only really expensive item I could actually see on my list. So let's start with what I really liked. I really liked these lemons, and look, they're fresh, they're quite large, they're firm, so they're really good. So these are them from their fresh counter. They call them, what do they call them? So it's half a kilo of lemons, and they call them, yeah, origin Spain, Spanish lemons. So how much did I pay for them lemons? 97 pence, so less than £1. Another thing I bought is this scotch eggs, and you can see there's only one left in there. That's because I've already eaten one, and here's what it looks like. It looks like a typical scotch egg. One thing I will mention is that the outer layer in this scotch egg from Aldi isn't very thick, so it's pretty thin, but you get good egg inside, the usual what you expect, and it tastes pretty much like your traditional Scotch egg. You basically get two in this type of box, and let me tell you how much I paid for them. Two Scotch eggs, I paid 79 pence for two. So that's like just over 30p each. That's probably as good as it gets. I don't know if you can get any cheaper, but they are small. But nevertheless, they're delicious. You know, and sometimes during summertime, you might not want necessarily a really big and very thick and very rich Scotch egg, because they are very filling. And I did eat one, and it's delicious. I really liked it. At the price, really, you can't complain. I don't think you can. So, another thing from their fresh counter I bought was this quiche. So they call it marinated tomato and mozzarella. It looks really nice. It looks fairly thin, and both of these descriptions are accurate. I did eat one. It's light. It's tasty, nevertheless. It's what you would expect from a quiche, but I have to say the crust is thin, and it's not very rich. And again, you might want something like this during summertime, but it was reasonable. I'll also add that this wasn't the tastiest quiche I've ever had, but it was reasonable. So let me tell you how much I paid for this. Tomato and mozzarella. Okay, I paid, they are £1 9 each. I actually bought two, I've already eaten one. So this is actually one of the more expensive things I bought, but they were nice, I really enjoyed them. Well, at least one, I've already eaten one. So then I bought these biscuits, caramel and biscuit, in chocolate. They're reasonable, you know, they were very basic, I've eaten some of them. Let me tell you how much I paid. Caramel biscuit bar. Okay, I paid 81 pence, under a pound, but there was a bar, there were like more of them. There were like at least 5 of these, about 5 of these, so, and it's super cheap, amazing. Taste-wise, they're just like any, you know, caramel biscuits, similar to Twix, I would say. But that's Aldi's own version. So, what else I bought in this store? Okay, I bought this really nice veggie, puka veggie cheese leek and potato pie. And you know what? I actually already baked one in my oven yesterday, and I have to report they are reasonable. They're really good. I really enjoyed it. Let me tell you how much I paid for this. So, okay, pies. They're 99 pence each. So I bought 2 of those. They're under a pound. And you know what? This quiche is a bit more expensive, but this pie is fantastic. It's actually, you get more for the money. For 99 pence, you get, you know, entire pie. The filling was good. The crust was reasonable. It worked really, really well. So I recommend it. What else I bought? I bought these pecan nuts, because a lot of stores, they actually charge surprisingly large amounts of money for nuts. But I paid in Aldi. Let me tell you how much I paid. Pecans. Okay, I paid $2.99. So this is actually the most expensive item I bought, but for $2.99 I got 200 grams. In most other stores, they're also not cheap, but they're definitely more expensive in other stores. So I still think it's a good deal, and they will last, and I can use them. I can just use them as a snack or for cooking, you know, for a variety of things. Then I also bought, and I've already started eating. I bought hummus. This is already it's a typical kind of jar that you'd get in any other supermarket. And let me tell you how much I paid for this hummus. I paid hummus 69 pence. Really, I mean, I think this is one of the cheapest I've ever seen, and it tastes reasonable. Again, I'm not going to say this is the most delicious one I've ever tried, but it was reasonable hummus, what you would expect from hummus. So it was okay. So, what else? Oh yes, one thing that you're not going to see here, because I've already eaten those, is I bought fresh chocolate croissants. And that was from their fresh bakery counter. And let me tell you, they were actually very, very nice. In my other video, where I'm showing you the actual little store, I did mention that although those croissants were fresh and tasty, it felt like the chocolate inside them wasn't just chocolate. It wasn't 100% chocolate. It was some kind of mixture. But I want to say again that mixture was pleasant. It was something like hazelnut or some other nut maybe mixed in. Overall, it was pleasant and reasonable. So if you buy their chocolate croissants, but you must remember that if you usually buy yours from Pret or Paul or other upmarket bakeries, you will probably find that there's dark chocolate, like real dark chocolate in them. So these from Lidl will taste a little different, but they're still very nice. I really enjoyed them. So, and one other item that isn't here, but I'm going to bring it and we'll show you. So what else have I got on the list here? I think I covered pretty much everything. Except this one other item that's not here. It's It's pastry. It's puff pastry, which I use for cooking, and I like puff pastry. So it's just a typical traditional puff pastry. I will find it. I put it somewhere else, but I will find it and show you in a sec. So here it is. This is the puff pastry I bought in Lidl, and this is what you'd normally expect. You know, in most other stores, you will get a similar package, but you will also get additional paper wrapper around it. And I guess you're going to pay more for this packaging, but it's the same kind of size usually and the same style. And let me tell you how much puff pastry. Oh my god, I paid so little. I paid 85 pence. I'm pretty sure it's much more expensive in other stores. It will be over £1 or maybe more than £2 in some stores. So you basically pay for a lot of packaging, paper packaging around it. And maybe, you know, you are getting something in other stores that has some slightly different ingredients, but to be honest, you know, it's a puff pastry. I haven't tried it yet. I will try and I'll report back. But for the price, this is I think amazing deal. So I'm really glad I popped into this store and I finally experienced it. So and I've already eaten some of the things that I bought there, and they are reasonable. So for the price, I think it's a good store. I'm glad we have them. So and that covers my review of what I actually bought in that little store. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any of your own favorite things you buy, do comment, because I would like to try something, things that I don't know. For example, I can't find easily in other stores. For example, these pies, they're nice and they're so cheap, it's unreal. You know, I don't think I can buy them in other stores cheaper. So if you've got your own ideas of what is interesting in those Lidl and Aldi, what you normally buy, do let me know. I'd be quite keen to discover those. Okay, I also just thought that perhaps you would want to see what these pies look like inside, because in the wrapper it's quite difficult to see what they're like. So I've just opened these boxes and I'm going to actually heat them up and eat them, so I might as well show you. So this is what their veggie, cheese, leek and potato pie looks like, and when it's baked and fully heated up, it looks really golden brown, and inside it's quite delicious. It's a really nice filling in there. So I am going to bake it now, so and I might record and to show you what's it like. So I've already eaten one and I can report that it's a reasonable pie. So it tastes lovely. I mean, there's the filling isn't very rich, but it's pleasant. It's nice. And here's the quiche. Quiche is slightly misshaped. That's because it was in a bag, so they're not always like this. They're usually round, and when you get one, yours will probably be perfect. It was simply in a bag, and I was carrying that bag with me. So this is quiche. And see, it's not very thick. It's quite thin and small, but it's a nice quiche. You know, it's a typical. This one is a bit bigger and thicker, so you can see them. So I'm going to heat both of them up and I'm going to eat them. So here we are. I'm putting my quiche and pie in the oven. I suspect quiche will be ready much quicker, whereas the pie might bake a little longer. So, but quiche I imagine will be 5 to 10 minutes and pie a little longer, maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So here's my pie, fully baked, fully heated. It looks really nice. I'm going to try and cut it so that you can see what it looks like inside. You can probably hear that it's very, very light and very yummy. So let me just put this camera here. So it just crumbles as I try to cut it. So here it is. You can see the filling, gorgeous filling. It's leek, potato, cheese and onion in there. So that's what it looks like inside. It's very light, crisp, and I've already actually had one just before this one. It is actually very tasty, so I do recommend these pies. And I'm really surprised that there are such amazing, beautiful and tasty pies at such a low price in Lidl. So here we are. Enjoy.